everybody, welcome back to our newest show, episode 17 of the House of Plum. We usually just been doing a lot of gaming in our shows, and we played all the games we've had already, so I think we're just gonna, do a little talking today, I think, right?
Right.
Right.
So the only game we haven't played here is Dungeons and Dragons. That's only because we don't have had enough people.
Yeah, some friends of ours earlier mentioned if we were ever going to do a D&D game, and I said we might try, but we need people and more time to do it, I think, right?
Well, it's not so much more time. I could cater a game to run for an hour.
That's right, you did mention that.
But it's like, I'd have to know number of people, what classes they were playing, and, there's other personalities out of the game before even trying.
Right. And lately it's been hard to get people to actually get involved in that too.
Yeah, my current group is down to 1 or 2 people. I lost two of my players because they moved in west of Valpo.
Yeah.
And that's too bloody long a drive to come back.
Right.
And then the third one left because he went to go be with his mom and his stepdad.
Well, you never know. Maybe in time you might get other players and.
Well, I got to put a posting on the Griffin Facebook page for getting more players.
Yeah. I was hoping to get.
But I also need to get the flyer down at the Griffin with the current level of the party.
Right. I was hoping even to get some more live music in like we used to have in the first year. That was actually a lot of fun to have.
Of course, I also miss having you at the Griffin with your schedule just does not allow.
Work. I'm usually working on weekends. I like my job too much, I'm sorry. But.
Well, yeah, of course we play on Sundays because it's the only day that's available.
True. But anyway, you're writing a book too, aren't you?
Yeah, current running title is Safety in His Arms. I'm not sure if that's going to be the actual title. It's going to depend on how things go.
That actually doesn't sound that bad for a book title, I guess.
Well, it's kind of a romance novel. It's like first time writing anything, so yeah, it's going to be kind of cheesy the first time around.
Isn't that the book you were talking about you've been writing for like 10 years?
No, that's the Tomb of Some Dumb Guy module.
Oh.
But every time the rule system changed, I had to change the game to go with the rule system, and it's like, it just never seems to work out.
So what are you going to do with this book when you're done with it?
When I'm done writing it, I'm going to try to get it published and see how it does. If it does fantastically, then great, I'll move on to another book.
But if you get it published, you have to do more than just like self-publishing, because my other friend did that previously.
Well, I would try and do some, if I have to self-publish it.
But then you would have to do your own advertising and everything.
Yeah.
Because if you just get it self-published and don't do anything with it, it's not going to go anywhere. So you would.
I know.
You have to try and get it published and actually get it distributed in stores and.
Well, it depends on how you get it published too. If I publish it through Amazon.
Yeah, but you got to get it known. If you just get it published and let it sit there, then.
That won't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you have to do. I'm pretty sure you have to go around and do book signings and.
Well, that'll come later after people know about it.
Well, but it's like you eventually have to do book signings, and you have to do actual reads from the book and whatnot.
Because I thought my other friend Tim, who wrote his book, he never did much words after with it. But
well, there's not much you can really do with a rewrite of certain books.
True.
Like there's not much you can really do with when you're rewriting a Bible.
True.
Or if you're writing some kind of a companion guide to the Bible, there's not much you can really do with that.
Yeah.
Except take it to all the Catholic bookstores and see if they'll even endorse the thing.
So what's this one kind of about more?
Well, it's based in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of technology that doesn't exist now. The main character was knighted by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten that far.
I guess that's why I don't understand why you're reading up and stuff. And I thought you were writing the D&D book. I didn't know you were writing a different one.
Oh,
So it didn't make any sense.
I'm kind of writing both because a writer usually has more than one thing going on at any time.
Yeah.
And the more I write for my book, the better my D&D writing will get.
I never got into writing because I think it's because they probably usually don't get famous until after they pass on.
Well, yeah, but we also have to look at J.K. Rowling, who went from basically welfare to a multi-millionaire.
True. It can happen. I mean,
well, like I said, it just depends how well the book is received.
Yeah. But then there are some books that just.
Some books that just sit and never do anything, and I just go and write something else.
Yeah.
My current book, I'm looking at it being at least a 2-book series, and we'll see if it goes beyond that.
Right.
Because right now, like I said, I can envision the cover for both books, and
yeah,
it would be kind of nice to for it actually, for the books to be actually published. But and if you look at the reality of it, I'm an unknown author.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't mind being
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
a well-known author, but it's going to take time.
That's what I like to do with this show eventually too. Is maybe like get
And
more known.
And of course, the reason I'm reading other people's work is so I can get ideas of how to basically form the chapters.
Right. But have you done any kind of schooling to do this, or you just all kind of winging it?
I'm winging it.
Yeah.
The only thing I had any kind of writing in school was second year, basically speech class.
Speech class. I hated. Well, I didn't really hate writing classes. I remember doing that in college too, and
yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Most of the stuff I did, and when I was doing speech class, the only I was writing basically it was a well-rounded education kind of thing, but the only time they let me write what I wanted to write, which was for D&D,
Mm-hmm.
it was just I was only allowed to do one paper that way, and then I was like, everything else had to be written the way the teacher wanted. It's like,
well, like I said, I thought that's the book you're writing on. The D&D one.
Like I said, I am.
Yeah.
The problem with that one is it's taking longer because my mapping program is having errors. Constantly having error 70, which is a permissions error, which I don't know how to fix.
When you get done and you try to get it published, you might have to do some traveling. So I remember my friend, he went as far as Los Angeles and things, to try to get it published.
Well, like I said, it depends on the publisher.
Right.
When he gets to publish it, and if they publish it, it's like, well, guess what? I'll be more than willing to go wherever they want me to go to promote the bloody thing.
Right. But I don't think it ever really worked out, and I think that's why he ended up getting it self-published. But he said he never really did much after that. But
well, like I said, I won't necessarily. I'm not necessarily going to be driving. I'm not going to be able to fly or drive out to any place, but I'll be able to. I'll send it off to whatever publisher will accept it.
Yeah.
If they send it back saying no, we don't want this at this time, then I'll with another publisher.
Right.
Which probably probably try to go through Amazon first, because I hear they're pretty good.
Right.
With giving you what you want for as far as the covers and whatnot.
Right. Well, at least you got some goals going on for yourself and everything.
Yeah, like I said, of course, being unable without being on disability doesn't really help me anywhere.
Yeah, but at least you're still.
I'm trying.
You're trying, and you never know. I mean, this could really help you out and
Well, yeah.
give you some financial stability
Oh yeah.
if you're lucky enough to where
Yeah, like I
it's
said,
gonna do well.
I keep hoping, but
That's all you can do. I mean, you just can't give up just because issues you have, and so I mean that's
yeah. I've got all these, one person, that's even willing to consider giving it an advanced copy to. That's somebody I've never met the girl in person, but she's been a friend of mine since the '80s.
I see. I don't even get an advanced copy. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But that's all depending if I can actually get it published or not.
well, that's just like why I like to keep doing this show, because I'm hoping maybe
Somebody
eventually the
somebody
right people will,
somebody
yeah,
notice, and
and maybe we're actually doing good enough to where we're gonna get,
or somebody else, back and start making, some serious greenbacks on just doing the show.
yeah, I mean, go to New York and have our own show over there or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I actually could be the next Doug Bob McKenzie.
I wouldn't mind going to Hollywood, but it's like they just do a lot of strange stuff over there these days. It's not the same as it was like 30 years ago.
I said you have to get used to the.
I just mean the kind of things they make these days too. I mean,
Well, yeah, some of the movies they make don't make any sense.
yeah,
They're doing a lot of remakes. They don't have. It's like they don't have any real inspiration to do anything more than what's already been done.
hmm
That doesn't make any bloody sense.
they tried with some
Oh
things.
yes, why don't you mention our lost episode there?
Oh, I already brought it up in the Facebook page. I can check it out there. But yeah, we got our lost episode here. So the reason why we call it the lost episode, because we never got it because of issues, I guess.
We just got it because of issues.
Yeah. So we're going to call it our lost episode, but I guess I'll be putting it online now. But anyway, speaking of that kind of stuff, what about some of the new movies coming out this summer?
Oh, yes.
And remakes, what about Ghostbusters?
I'm looking forward to seeing Ghostbusters. I really.
I wasn't at first, but after seeing more of the movie and previews, it's kind of looking a little more and more interesting.
Well,
So-
you have to remember when they first did Ghostbusters back in the day, it probably didn't get a lot of a big following right off the bat. Again, it's like, of course, now that Harold Ramis is dead, they can't really go back to the four guys. Now without a bigger budget and.
But some of the humor some of the ladies they've done in this movie just isn't really funny. I don't know her name, but she's like really loud. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
I don't know her name.
But that's her style of comedy.
I know, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to fit a Ghostbusters movie.
You never know.
True.
You never know.
But I like the idea how they got Thor to be in it. I'm sorry, he's Thor to be. He's always going to be Thor.
Yeah, but he's what is it?
He's a secretary.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Janine's part.
Yeah. So if they get Rick Moranis, I mean, are they going to have a female counterpart for him too, or?
I have no idea.
Curious about that.
That might be scheduled for the next movie.
I thought when I found out Slimer was going to be in this, I asked if Slimer was going to be a female ghost. But no. I'm glad actually they kept him male. But, well, who knows? Slimer could be female, I guess.
You never know, because Slimer has no gender.
Yeah.
There's no obvious gender anyway.
Yeah. They actually even got the original Ghostbusters cartoon and DVD now. You going to get a copy?
Don't know. May or
I'm
may
considering
not.
it.
I said I may or may not. It just depends if I got the money to get it or not.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. I used to watch that a lot when I was younger.
There was a lot of things that were on, because there was a Ghostbusters cartoon at one point, but then they came out the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, a friend at work said I think the other one used to be a show that was on earlier, like in the 70s or early 80s maybe, and it was a Ghostbusters thing. I think the reason why
it came the original came out just after the Ghostbusters first movie,
mm-hmm.
and it's like, then they realized that that's not the Ghostbusters that we were looking for. So they came out with the real Ghostbusters cartoon, which was better.
Well, from what I heard, the other Ghostbusters wasn't really based off a movie. It was based off of something else, and that's why they made the new one called The Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's probably it, but I don't remember, I don't really remember the original Ghostbusters cartoon.
I don't either, but I have seen it when I was younger a few times.
Well, I watched it too, but
I thought it was kind of weird.
Like I said, right now I don't remember anything about it.
I don't either, but I remember seeing it, and I thought it was kind of strange because they called it the Ghostbusters, but it wasn't really based off the movies.
Yeah.
But that's the only Ghostbusters I knew about.
Yeah, it's like, I'd love to go see...
X-Men?
No, not X-Men. The Independence Day Resurgence. But that's...
I don't know about that. I heard it got bad reviews.
Well, I never trust the critics anyway, so...
Oh, true.
Because I always make up my own decisions. Because, like, everybody was telling me that, the Batman versus Superman movie was, pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
But then I turned around and I went and saw it, and it's like, I mean, my own damn mind.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to me, that was a great movie.
The only thing I didn't understand is why, like, Batman was using guns, or he didn't really... I mean, it has been shown that he has used guns, but it never really shown it in the movies or shows that much.
Well, they were sticking closer to the actual comics.
Yeah, I did notice that because I did look up information, and like, a lot of the older comics did show him like using more guns.
Well, yeah, he was Bruce Wayne was a multi-millionaire, so he could do whatever he bloody wanted.
I really even didn't mind Ben Affleck being Batman. I mean,
Russ was saying that Ben Affleck did the part right.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike all the other guys that were like, eh.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the movie just kind of drugged because it seemed like there were some parts in the beginning, at least. But
well, it's like I didn't see it that way.
I did in the beginning.
It was a little slow at the beginning, but then it's like
then it started building up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which any good movie will do. It
Yeah.
starts out a little slow at the beginning, then it steadily increases pace.
Yeah. Yeah. Then bringing in Wonder Woman kind of changed things too a little bit. I was surprised that she was even in it, but I guess being Justice League, which is what they were shooting for, they kind of...
They're building up towards Justice League.
I think no matter how hard they try, though, it's probably not going to be as popular like as the Marvel movies.
Well, of course, Marvel movies are so much better. Marvel is, pretty much top. You look when you rank things from the best to least. DC right now is at the bottom. Marvel's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Because Marvel has been releasing good stuff all along.
Right.
And DC, on the other hand, has been releasing,
well, they've had so many...
released the original, I forget the actor's name, but the first Batman movie they did.
Yeah. Well,
after
they've had so
Adam
many,
West.
They've had so many people doing the DC stuff too.
Well, it's like
whereas Marvel, it seems like
they have the specific crew doing it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the first Batman movie with, like I said, I forget his name, but he did the first two.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, the Michael Keaton movies. Those are okay, but then Michael Keaton wanted more money, and they weren't going to pay him more money, so they moved on to the next guy, and then the next guy, and then the next guy. Then they did the Christian Bale ones, which was all right, but Christian Bale didn't want to do it anymore either.
Yeah.
So now they have
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, And
At least they got an American actor this time doing American. No, I don't care
I
if they're
think
English or not.
Michael Keaton is an American actor.
But he was the last American. All the others have been English, I thought. Well, just Christian Bale was, I think.
Well,
Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
I think George Clooney's American too.
Yeah, so.
I think so is Christian Bale.
Those movies don't really count.
I think they're all Christian Bale, but they're all the guys from Keaton through Christian Bale are all American actors. It's just that the plots were weak.
True.
But considering I liked them all, it was all right.
Yeah, I didn't really think the new movie was all that bad. The Superman Batman.
Yeah, there was a good reason for them to be fighting.
At first, it didn't make any sense, but after seeing it again, I kind of understood why. I listened to more of the story when
Well, it's like and then when it was Batman mentioned or Superman mentioned Martha, and then Batman was going all nuts about that because Martha was his mom as well.
Yeah. I never knew that before either until this movie, to be honest.
Well, from the old I can't remember his name now. Christopher Reeves movies. His mom, his Earth mom, was named Martha Kent.
No, I knew that, but I didn't realize Bruce Wayne's mother was Martha too, is what I was saying.
Yeah, she's Martha Wayne.
Yeah,
I've known that pretty much all along.
I never knew that. So,
because I've paid attention. I did my research and.
Right. So, other than that, what do you think of all this heat we've been getting this summer?
Oh, that's yesterday.
Have you melted away yet?
Yeah, yesterday was nuts.
Yeah.
I heard it was like 90-some degrees. And that's just what the guy was telling me because it was on the thermometer in his car.
I was inside most of the day until the evening when I went to work, and then I was outside and then it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I was out. In around 1:30 in the afternoon. Actually, before that, because I was out of just before 1:15, over to Little Flower Church. Little Flower Church, which is a food bank.
Place. Oh, okay.
It's a food bank, on Cleveland.
Not
Cleveland, but on Ironwood. It's off of Ironwood.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And queuing up out there, I was like,
I was that kind of way at work too, but
so
after the storm, it kind of cooled off a little bit.
I was standing in the queue there, I was thinking, pour some ice water over me, please.
Yeah.
Because I was roasting, and by the time I got home and got everything put away, it's like I had to sit down for a minute, so I was just dead.
Right.
Dead exhausted.
Yeah.
And you look at this construction out here.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Main Street looks like it's constricting it down to a 3-lane highway.
That's why I haven't been coming to South Bend that much this past summer because of all the construction they're doing. It's just.
Well, I was just down there, this morning.
Yeah.
And I saw that they're extending from the west side of Main Street. They're extending out the curb, which I don't know why. They could leave it. They could turn it into a 5-lane highway and just leave it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're not doing that. They're just they're turning it down to pretty much looks like they're gonna turn into a 3-lane highway. One road going both ways, and then one in the center for turning.
Right. Is Dixie Highway? Are they working on that, or is that?
Dixie Highway is going through goes just past.
Because I'm going to be going that way next weekend. I'm hoping.
I think Dixie. I think
that's 933.
That's 933. That's heading out
towards you.
It's heading out towards me, going past Notre Dame and St. Mary's and all that, and that goes through Roseland.
Yeah, because I'm going over that way to
technically, that's what, when you get up by me, that's what 933 turns into. It's like Dixie Highway.
Well, I was just wondering if they're doing any construction over there. I don't think they were.
I don't think they are at this point.
Because
but I don't know about north toward the state line.
Yeah, because I'm going to a show in that area next week to see Randy and the Finks, the first band that was here. They're playing over at the bar at Cheers next week, and I want to go see them. So
I can ask them to come on the show. Gonna think.
I've been trying, but Randy's been kind of ignoring me lately about that. So I can keep trying, but
well, he may be busy as all get out too. You never know.
Yeah, I know,
But yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what they're doing with downtown South Bend. It's going to be completely weird once they get it done.
I can mention it to him when I see him at the bar. So.
Yeah. So
well, he tried to come on 2 years ago. Well, he did, but the full band couldn't make it, so he ended up just playing acoustic, however you say it. But it was better the first year when he had the full band here.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if he could come back in, but who knows?
Yeah. You never know.
I know. They were gonna be our steady band.
Yeah.
And it would have been cool, but I don't know what.
But then they have to take care of themselves too.
I know.
They have to. They can show up here for free advertising, and then they get the gigs they need to stay alive, and then.
I just remember he was texting me saying they were gonna come on, and all of a sudden they couldn't. I was like,
yeah.
Why? Is this something I did? He was like, no. We broke up recently. I'm like, oh man. So we were out of a band. So, because he was texting me, he was like, what songs do you want us to do? I was like, I don't care, whatever you want. And a day or two later, he was like, sorry, we're not going to be on anymore. I'm like, no, what did you do? But actually Josh has been trying to get more entertainment for the show too, but we just haven't had any luck trying to find anybody. I almost had somebody come from Fort Wayne one year.
Well, I remember you mentioned the one, what was it, gospel singer?
Yeah, it just didn't fit right for what we were doing that day, and I don't know, but
yeah, I think they were having issues just getting here in the first place.
That too. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll finally get another
band on here, and we'll be able to pan over them. Well,
it'd be nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But besides the movies that are coming out, what do you think of all these new cell phone games coming out, like Pokemon Go? Have you played any of that yet?
I'm not touching Pokemon Go.
No.
That's just
I put it on my phone, but I haven't played it yet. But
the problem with those games like that, they'll do stuff for you to a certain point, but then they want you to spend money on them. And if you ain't got the money to spend on it, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I just remember seeing on the news recently, some girl was playing that game, and she was wandering around some river or something like that, and actually discovered a dead body. I was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because
that had to be kind of freaky.
Because right now, if you go down to the Griffin, if you've got that on your phone and you're actually playing, you can actually get, that's a Poke location.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure Fantasy is one too, but
I've never really played that game a whole lot, but.
I've never had any interest in Pokemon. I played it for a while when Joe was Poke leader for Fantasy, but
yeah.
That was mostly just to help my friend. And
yeah. I don't know. I started playing Angry Birds. A friend at work, she kind of got me into it, and I started playing.
The problem with Angry Birds, you have to know your geometry to be able to play it.
But it's kind of fun though. I mean, once you can figure it out. But,
well, it's like it's truthfully, Angry Birds is strictly for those who have any kind of mathematical degree.
yeah, you're right about that. But
Because you have to know the exact degree angles to a degree of how to knock things over and take things out.
yeah, but I don't know. I just started playing it recently, and it seemed kind of intriguing. And two of my other friends on Facebook are starting to send me all these requests now for. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, it's one of the problem with Facebook games. You get requests for all sorts of weird stuff, and it's like, and it's never, half the time it's not for the game you're playing.
I know.
I get requests for things that, I'm not even playing.
This year, though, not many people have been sending game requests like I was getting a couple years ago.
Oh, I get it and get them daily.
Really? I haven't been.
I get like almost, it's like daily to every other day I get a game request from somebody.
I haven't been lately. Some of my friends were complaining about it because they were just getting too many requests. I'm like, can't you just block them? And you don't have to worry about it. I think that might be why I don't get too many of them, because I blocked a lot of games. I kept getting requests. But it's kind of fun because they send you certain things you can do in a game more, and helps you keep going with it.
Some games you can do that in. It's like in some games you can't.
Right.
It's like the one game I was playing on Facebook. Family got a request for stuff.
I started playing that too, but eventually
I've stopped playing that because I just don't have the time anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm either reading a book, writing a book, or working on my D&D campaign for GriffCon.
So you're basically pretty busy.
Oh yeah, and between running around, I took on my head cut off, going to the food banks and stuff that I have to go to.
Right.
Each month.
Right.
This was the first month I've actually been to all the ones that I would have gone to last month, but short for Julia being AFK, or in this case AFB, away from brain.
Yeah.
But
sounds like you got things under control, though. I mean, you're
not really under control. I'm just muddling through it as best I can.
You're making it through.
And I still have to, today after I get done with collecting the cat litter that I need from Myers, I have to get home and start working on prepping the game for Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because last couple of games I've been just running off the cuff because I've been so busy trying to write.
Yeah.
And I've been so into the book I was reading that it's like I didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
And those are the books I like.
Yeah.
Ones that once you get into the book, it's like start reading it. It's like it holds your attention until you get to the very last page.
Where do you get most of these books? Do you already have them, or do you go?
No, I've been getting them through Amazon for Amazon Kindle. I have an Amazon Kindle on my computer.
Okay.
I don't have the money to buy the actual paperbacks or the hardbacks at this point.
Well, I hardly ever buy books either. I usually just go to the library or something. I don't know if you.
But yeah, the books I've been reading have been there's 3 series I've been reading from Anna Zier, and it's like the last one was the Kinnear series. I think that's how you pronounce it, but then I don't know. But it's a futuristic series that was like based around the human girl and an alien guy. It's like,
yeah, that seems kind of interesting. I don't know. I might be wanting to read it when you're done.
well, unfortunately, I don't have the actual.
No, I know, but I read my friend's book, like about 4 or 5 chapters, and he did a children's book. It was about a kid who built some type of a weather balloon or something like that. I think it was something like that, and it was actually kind of interesting, but I only got to like 4 or 5 chapters. Like I said, I don't really read anymore.
You really should have picked that back up. Because
I've been thinking about it. Maybe I might read some of it tomorrow, but...
Well, like I said, you need to find what you need to do is find the topics that you're interested in. Because those are the books they'll just grab you from the get-go and take you from the first page to the last page of the last book of the series.
Right. Well, he told me I read more than his mom did too. That says something, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I do most of my reading through Amazon Kindle because it's what I've got and it's the easiest way to get to read books.
Right. I think
Of course, the hard copy, the soft cover copies of books that I do have, I have the entire 50 Shades of Grey series.
I don't know if I could get involved in that.
I have the entire, for your name, she did the Interview with a Vampire. I have to forget the author's name. Oh, Anne Rice.
I have no idea.
I've got Anne Rice's Sleeping Beauty trilogy, hardbound, and I've also got it on an electronic device, but I don't have it on my Kindle.
Gotcha.
I also have a couple other books that are pretty good. Just haven't actually read them in paperback in forever because I'm so busy doing things on the computer that I'm reading everything via the computer, which makes it so much easier for me because I don't have to worry about putting a bookmark into it. I just tap the top of the corner of the screen and there's a bookmark.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't sit and read anymore. But I think it's kind of cool that how you're writing your own book and trying to get it published. Because right
now I'm just trying to get it written so I can think about getting it published. But
my friend John, who's in this other band, Copper House, and when they published their first CD, he met him at the bar. I thought it was kind of neat when they did that too. It's like being able to get your stuff published and.
Yeah, being able to get, like I said, I want to get the book finished, and then try to get it published, and but in between trying to get that one published and I'll start the next book in the series, and see if it becomes a trilogy or not. But right now, like I said, right now I can only see two covers in my mind.
Right.
But maybe I'll eventually see a third book.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just writing, I'm writing 2 books and
get movie rights for them. That's where you're really going to make your money, I think.
Well, that's if the series does well enough, somebody will want to buy the movie rights to it.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I'll definitely be going to the set to make sure everything's filmed the way I want it.
Right. So
that's one of the things I would definitely put into the movie rights. It needs to be this way.
Right.
Or it needs to be that way.
Right. Yeah, you're going to want to do that because otherwise they're going to probably try and mess everything. Or not really mess it up, but change it.
Well, Hollywood always does that. They'll always change things. But it's like, yeah, I would love to see.
Sometimes I can do it right though on some movies, like some remakes they've done right.
Even
but then when they make the sequel to that, they kind of mess things up.
But then of course you look at forget his name now.
I have no idea.
But you have to look at the Game of Thrones series.
I haven't seen one episode of that.
They're actually books. That's the other series I've got. I'm still waiting on his 6th book. But I'm waiting for to see the end of Game of Thrones. There's like maybe 1 or 2 seasons left of that. The showrunners have already said that. So, of course, if next season is the last season, then it's like, yeah, I'm going to be depending how they end it, I'm going to either be pissed or I'm going to be happy.
Right.
But yeah,
So when you get your ideas from these books, what do? Do you just take notes, or do you eventually write it in your book, or?
Well, I basically once I get the idea, I switch over to my Word document and just type it in and see where it fits.
Okay.
if it doesn't fit where at the spot where I think it should fit, I either remove it and move it to somewhere else.
Do you kind of just get the ideas and just kind of word it on your own then? And
Yeah, like I said. Like I said, everything is written from my from how I wanted it written, not the way it's been written in the other book.
Right, I understand that.
But I read the other book, and then I get the ideas come to me, and then it's like I write those ideas in my book, and then.
Right, just to help you go with the flow with the book that you're doing.
Yeah, like I said, I've completed all 3 series that I know of Anna Zier's, and if there's another one out there, I'm definitely going to see about getting it.
Right, gotcha.
I love her work.
Oh, no, yeah, okay, I know what you're
Like
going.
I said, Anna Zier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but it's.
Yeah, one of my jobs, I was asked if I read a lot too, and I was like, I don't know, I can't take the time to sit and read anymore.
Well,
I did when I was younger.
Kind of like also the point of I've also have the entire series of the entire Harry Potter series, except for the Curse of the Cursed Child, which was the one that's based on the play they were doing.
I've got a couple of those books too, and
like I said, I've read the entire series and I loved it. I've got all the movies. It's like because that was a good series.
Yeah.
And I was glad that when the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the end of the movie, they actually had Harry and Ginny Weasley at the train station with their kids.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Just as they described in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's I think the last season of Game of Thrones, they were working off just a pretty much the what has to be in the story.
I gotcha.
Because the last book, the book they would be working from, doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
So they had to put it there. So they're. Oh, yeah. He made sure that the key points were in there. They had they had a script of basically the key points.
Gotcha.
That he wanted that needed to be in the movie, so that or in the series, so that they can continue on.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting book when you get it done, though.
Yeah, it should be. Like I said, I'm not going to give you too many spoilers, but there is a point in the book that I'm currently working on where they end up crash landing on a deserted island.
That sounds interesting.
Haven't quite figured out where it's going.
Yeah.
So you consider the 15-minute rule there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good though.
Yeah.
Anything else like movie-wise you're interested in seeing besides what we talked about earlier? Or?
Well, I'm definitely looking at seeing Rogue One, Star Wars, of course. That's coming out in
next year, or is it this year?
It's this year.
I thought so.
It'll be. I think it's either November. I think it's November or December this year.
This year.
And then I think there's. I don't remember what other movies I wanted to see this year, but it's like.
Yeah, there is quite a few of them I would like to see this year, but I never. I mean,
Well,
I would have gone seen Zootopia, but I didn't have the time.
I saw Zootopia. Zootopia was good. That was funny.
Was it? It looked like it'd be pretty good, but there's just a lot. I mean, there's a lot this month I wouldn't mind seeing that's out too.
What's out right now that you want to see?
I can't think of all the titles. Well, I'm a little iffy on the new Star Trek movie coming out though, but I'm sort of interested in that.
Oh yeah,
Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond. Yeah, I want to see that too.
There were a few other titles, like I can't remember all of them. Well, I think one of them was a Tarzan movie.
Oh yeah,
That
it's like Legend
good.
of Tarzan or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to see that too, if I had the money for it. See it, but it's like I'm not sure.
Well, there's a few other movies I wouldn't mind buying too. I saw Creed earlier, the new Rocky film, and I thought that was pretty decent.
I've never really been big into the Rocky.
Well, this was more about Creed than Rocky, but
Well, it's Apollo Creed's son.
yeah,
That much into it, but it's basically Rocky passing on the knowledge from one generation to the next.
It was
that
just
kind of
really
thing.
weird because it didn't really have any of the other actors from the previous film, so it's kind of hard to see it as a Rocky movie because he
Well,
was like the only one really in it.
well,
But
they had the Burgess Meredith character from the original that would have been, who was dead, so he can't be in the movie.
Uncle Polly?
Yeah,
No, he's not dead. He's still alive. He was just dead in the movie.
No, you know,
He's still alive. He
like,
checked.
well, like I said, the character is dead, so
Yeah.
he can't be in any more of the movies. And then it's
I don't know
like,
why they killed him off though. But
because, well, first of all, Burgess Meredith is getting old.
that doesn't mean they have to kill the character. We were talking about this.
The way they killed the character in that movie was perfect. He had a heart attack and died. Back in the day when they was supposedly they didn't know much about the heart, so it goes to figure that he would have died.
Gotcha. Well, that's what I was talking to somebody at work about this last night too. Like in all the movies and stuff like that, they always seem to kill the characters off instead of maybe just writing them out somehow. So if they want to come back,
Kind of like some series too. That's like if you look at the last season of NCIS, the end of it, they could have brought Ziva back, Cote Pablo's character back, but instead they killed her.
that's just. I mean,
Or at least they made it look like she was dead, and there's nobody really find out anything further.
it can work, I guess, if they do it right. But it seems like they want to use that all the time and just kill.
Well, it's like at the end of season 1 of NCIS, they killed off Caitlin Todd because Sasha Alexander didn't want to get typecast. But now she's in another series that's going to be ending here this season,
Gotcha.
Rizzoli Isles.
Yeah.
Which I love the chemistry between the characters, the lead characters, Sasha and I think Marisha Haggerty or somebody like that.
New to me.
I don't remember Angie Harmon's character. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Because Angie Harmon plays Jane Rizzoli, who's basically and Laura Isles, played by Sasha Alexander, are the two lead characters.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I was talking about this with
But yeah,
a couple people I know.
Like I
work
said,
too, and
I
it's just-
personally, I'm thinking that they use the whole death exit for characters way too often.
yeah, it's like if they would just write them out somehow, they can. And if the character wanted to come back later, it wouldn't be
Well,
such a.
like I said, as far as Sasha Alexander's character, they could have wrote her off as going off to being in like Road to Spain or something,
Right.
or like that some other office.
Right.
Then only seeing her once in a bloody moon.
Right. That's
But
Yeah.
and then with Ziva, they had her go off to doing something on her own. Come to find out that while she was gone from the regular show, her character had a baby, and then she ended up getting killed in a mortar attack on her house.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's
If they could just somehow just write the character off without always having to kill.
yeah, because then if the actor wants to come back, then they can't if you kill him.
Well, I guess like even with Star Wars, I guess with Harrison Ford, I mean, someone told me like even in Empire Strikes Back, they froze him because they thought he wasn't going to come back at all. But they ended up coming back. And that's why they killed him again in the new ones, because for sure he wasn't going to come back. And I guess if it works out in the stories, then it's worth it. But
Well, at this point, the only way Harrison Ford can come back is as a Force ghost
right.
for Star Wars.
Well, sir, we got less than 10 minutes left of the show. You want to give any shout outs to anybody or call it, or what do you want to do?
Just call it. I don't
Call
know.
it.
I said I would call somebody, but that didn't work out. So
Yeah. All right, well, this was our 17th episode of the show, and we thank you for watching, and we just enjoy doing it today, and we're glad to come back and do another show. And just want to wish you a great day, and thank you for watching our show. Thank you.